All right, so just to continue, so then basically what happened is, like I said, Katie had a cerclage, so she needed me to take care of her. This is this is probably about 5 months or 4.5 months into the pregnancy, and she hadn't talked to me for a while. Again, I was constantly trying to get a hold of her. I'm asking her, I'm texting her, calling her, hey, how's the baby? You're not thinking of abortion, right? How's everything going? She had a few abortions before. I just want to make sure the baby's okay. She's not talking to me. I'm a little bit concerned, So, but, she tells me the baby's fine. She had the cerclage, and she said that she's, that I can see her. And again, she's a sweet girl. She was thrown into a situation that's too much for her. She didn't know about my situation. She didn't know about the shoot away. And just to kind of continue with that is, like I said, when I was with the psychiatrist at the Tri-City, what was it? It was some hospital in San Diego, or some outpatient program, and they gave me the MMPI. They gave me interviews and all that stuff, and IQ tests and all that. And they said I don't have a mental illness. And they told my mom not to make me take medicine anymore, even though my mom was trying to make me take medicine. And, when my mom was talking to them, they asked her, my mom was like, he has schizophrenia. He believes the quadrant model. He thinks he knows the theory of everything. Blah. And then the nurses were like, because my mom thinks I go around and my mom thinks I'm a lunatic. Like I'm going around, hey, quadrant model, quadrant model. No, I don't fucking do that. I'll just give an example. The other day I was with a girl, and then she asked me, like, what do you do? And I tell her, I don't want to tell you. I found it's best just to keep it secret. And that's what I did with Katie. Katie didn't know what I did until very deep into the relationship. And that was, yeah, so I just tell the girl, no, I don't tell people what I do. Now a person with schizophrenia, they'd be like, I know the quadrant model. I think I know the theory of everything. Ugh. I don't do that shit. I don't really want to talk about it unless I really, really know the person. Probably for months, I might tell them about the quadrant model. But my mom thinks I'm going around everywhere. Quadrant model. Ah! First off, I do know the theory of everything. Actually, you know what? I could be doing that, and I probably should be doing that because I should be trying to get people to understand that I discovered theory of everything, but I don't. But that's my point. Is the doctor said I don't have a mental illness. If I had schizophrenia, really, my point is, I wouldn't be able to withhold myself. I wouldn't be able to control myself. And I would be, if quadrant model was really a delusion, I wouldn't be able to tell people I don't want to talk about it. Someone with a delusion can't not talk about his delusion. So first off, quadrant model is not a delusion in the first place. But since I'm able to not talk about it, and I'm able to tell people, I don't want to talk about that, it's not a delusion. I don't have schizophrenia. But, so the nurses were like, they asked my mom, they're like, have you ever supported the quadrant model? Have you ever supported him at all? Like I said, my mom hasn't really seen me since high school. She saw me that one time in college when I showed her the quadrant model. And no, she didn't support it. She immediately, the first thing she said was, yeah, you have schizophrenia. Now, and again, like I said, what she said was, you have schizophrenia, and that's why your shot got messed up, and that's why the bad stuff happened, because you had schizophrenia. This is before I ever brought up the shoot away. I didn't even know about the shoot away at this time. I started studying videos more. I didn't know, but I never told my mom and dad, because I wasn't allowed to talk about the past thing from my grandpa. And I'm going to get more into that later. But, my mom was like, oh, and that's why your shot got messed up, is because you started to become mentally ill. So, again, like, she's the one who brought that shit up. Now, no, that's not what happened. It was a shoot-away machine. I know that now. I looked at the videos, and I know exactly what happened, and I can explain it in detail. But I don't want to make good shooters think. But, but I think, and again, I think it was like a victim blaming type of thing, where she knew that my dad abused me, and that she abused me. It was an abusive situation. It was a traumatic situation. And I think she has too much cognitive dissonance, and she has to tell herself, oh, he was mentally ill. That's why it happened. That's why she was so quick to jump to the idea that I had schizophrenia when there was no evidence. I did not. I did discover the theory of everything, But, so the nurses were like, you never supported him at all? My mom was like, I just wanted to be independent. I want him out of my life. I hate him. And then they were like, dude, you can't talk about your son like that. They're like, of course he's going to have problems. And that's what they said, diagnosed me as. They said he has no mental illness, but he has family issues, which is true. So, they're like, you can't talk about your son like that. But my mom's like, what? I thought that was normal because his grandpa talks about independence and being independent. And I thought that I was doing the right thing. And no, my mom is kind of goofy, and she's, I would just say she's ignorant. But also I feel bad for my mom because she didn't know about the shoot away machine. She didn't know, my grandpa comes in. My grandpa didn't help much. My grandpa confused her, she didn't know this whole situation, but she's just, it's just a tragic situation. But so my point is, and Katie's thrown into this situation where, and Katie doesn't know what's going on. She's like, why doesn't your mom and dad talk to you? And I'm like, I asked the same fucking question. I want my mom and dad to talk to me. There's no reason. I get along well with people. My mom doesn't believe that. My mom thinks I'm crazy, cuckoo, going crazy everywhere. No, I get along well with people. If I could just interact with my mom and dad, I know how to interact in a way that's going to maintain peace, harmony. I will not try to start a fight. I can do that. But they haven't given me a chance for 15 years. Maybe if they would have given me one chance and people could say, okay, yeah, maybe you do have mental problems. But they haven't given me one chance to even try to have a cordial, congenial interaction. So how can they even say that I have schizophrenia or I have a mental illness if they haven't even seen me really since high school? So, but my point is, but this is the other ironic thing was, I said after the thing that happened with Malik where she was like, can I play dates with Malik? And then I tried to, then she kicked me out of her place and I tried to contact her. She wouldn't respond to my messages. One time we went out to shoot baskets and I wanted to, she wanted to go to the park and she's like, you can shoot baskets. So I shot baskets and my shot was off and I wasn't playing well, whatever. But I'm not, ever since the shoot away machine, I'm not the same, but I'm trying to get that type of stuff back. I would like more videos, but then I was talking to her afterwards and then, when I was on the phone, when I was with this guy, on a trip, he took me on a trip and he was going to have me help him work and he was going to give me some money. But, Katie was like, well, Ryan, maybe your mom, you aren't, because I was against the idea of blaming the victim. And I wanted to tell her my mom and dad, they're blaming the victim. And it's a sad situation, but they want to believe I'm schizophrenic because, that makes them feel better about themselves. But I was like, it's wrong, But she was like, maybe your mom and dad aren't, necessarily completely, faultless. Maybe you are kind of the blame. I forget how she said it, but it was like, maybe you are also part of the problem. And I'm like, no, dude, can you guys just fucking understand? If I could just interact with my mom and dad, if they could just give me a chance and not have my mom not have this attitude of, oh, he's mental, and I hate him and I want him out of my life and he's such a burden. If they could just cut the act, see me, allow me to show them that I can interact, if they could just see me and see that I'm not crazy, just see that I'm a normal person, if they could just give me a chance, but they haven't given me one chance. And that's the thing. That's the fucking thing. Since high school. So that's why it's so frustrating. And I know, because everyone wants to blame the victim. People tend to want to blame the victim, and they were going to think oh, your mom and dad think you're crazy. You must be crazy. But then all I have to do to refute that is say, how can they think I'm crazy if they haven't seen me since high school? They haven't interacted. My mom talked to me on the phone every once in a while, but she has me blocked most of the time. And that was another thing. Like I said, that was a part of the reason why I kind of was frustrated with Katie that one day when we went to, after her threatened miscarriage, when we went to get the ultrasound from the Jewish doctor or whatever, the Sephardic Jewish doctor, earlier in that day, Katie was like, I want you to talk to your mom and see if you can get her to, to see me and help out in this situation. Cause I'm going to have a cerclage and I'm going to need help, and I need help in this situation. And so I tried to contact my mom. I'm texting my mom again. I know my mom, she's not responding. I'm calling my mom. Hey mom, can you please answer? I'd like to talk to you about Katie, texting her, no response the whole day. It took until that night when Katie called my mom, because like I said, I stayed in her place and I wouldn't leave because I was like, I want to know who the fuck you're texting. You're texting this Jared guy. I want to see your text. I want to see what's going on. I want to know if you're cheating on me, what the fuck is happening, But then she calls my mom like, Mom, Marla, he won't leave. My mom's like, well, you can't treat a pregnant woman this way, blah, blah, blah. But that was, my mom didn't respond to me the whole day. And my mom barely ever responds to me, ever. Because she has that attitude, that hateful attitude that, oh, you're just a burden. And the fucking horrible thing about it, the super ironic, terrible thing about it is, in my mind, I know I discovered the theory of everything. And that's what's so freaking sad. Because it's a huge thing. Right? When I did it in 2010, when I discovered it in college, my sophomore year, that was a huge revelation. It was something to be proud of. It was something to be excited about. And instead, I'm being treated like shit by my parents. And then it's been terrible. But it should have been something that was amazing, And that was before I lost the swag flow. That was before I was looking at the videos and lost the swag flow. So it's just like, it's just stupid. But, she's not mature enough to look at herself and have some perspective and have some perspicacity, as Andrew Tate likes to call it, and recognize what's going on. And to have maturity to change her attitude and all that. So, but anyways, at this point, I'm with, I was with Katie. So Katie calls me and she's like, Ryan, let's, I can go into more details about other stuff that happened too, but, okay, we can meet up again and, I'm gonna need you to take care of me. So, she hadn't been texting me this whole time. I've been trying to ask her how's she going and stuff, but she was ignoring me. But apparently she talked to her doctor and her doctor told her, you need to be on bed rest. So this is the other thing, is her family was kind of against her because apparently she had lied to her family before, and she was kind of a black sheep of her family. So my family's not helping, her family's not helping, and she needs help because she needs a cerclage and she needs to be on bed rest and she's pregnant. So I'm in it by myself. And again, I'm thinking to myself, dude, I discovered the theory of everything. I could be doing big stuff with basketball and rap music if I would just have a little support. I wish I would have got videos, but no one helped me. My family could have helped me. I wish I had some support. And now I have to take care of a pregnant, of Katie, and she's pregnant, and I have to do this by myself. My family's not helping. It's like, what the fuck? Why can't, this is just a stupid situation. So I'm like, but I'll help her. I'll help her. And again, like in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm just going to use this as a time to learn new things. Like she's going to be on bed rest, so I will learn how to cook. It'll give me an excuse to learn how to cook. And she'll tell me what to do. Like, okay, she'll be on bed rest, but she can tell me what to do, and I'll learn how to cook. And I was like, okay, well, I never knew how to cook. I never did any of this stuff. I'll learn now. This is an excuse because I have a baby, and, this will give me some incentive to do that. So I'm at her place, and I just want to say, like, because Katie had stopped respecting me, she's treating me kind of disrespectfully at that time. And so like her daughter would be like, hey Brian, and then Katie would be like, she called you Brian. And my name's fucking Ryan. It's not no fucking B, you fucking little bitch. And I don't feel, and I'm not trying to be mean to Mila because she's a little 4-year-old, but it's actually fucking Katie who's the one who's being a dumbass right there. But I like Katie and I respect Katie, but I know that she's a dumbass disrespecting me. Didn't know I knew the theory of everything. But you know what? Again, my swag flow was off. Things were off. I'm doing better now. Swag flow is better. And I had to make revelations. I didn't, at the time I was a leftist still, I didn't recognize that my anti-religiosity was a part of my leftism, anti-white mode of being and everything. And I'm going to get into that. But regardless, I was being disrespected. So Kay's like, and then so Mila looks at her mom who was already disrespecting me. And that's why, and Mila's kind of mirroring that. And she's like, oh, yeah, Brian. And her mom, and Katie's like, she called you Brian. I'm like, dude, this is retarded. So, but I'm just maintaining my equanimity, and I'm just going along. But then we go to like the doctor told her that she had to be on bed rest, and she called off work. She wasn't going to be working anymore. This is about 4.5 months into pregnancy. And then so we go to like, it was a rainy day that day. I slept over at her place, and then it was a rainy day. It just happened to be that the universe did this. So we had to go to this Kids Empire for Mila. But the doctor said for Katie not to move around, to be on bed rest. But Katie's moving around because he's at Kids Empire. So I'm telling Katie, I'm like, Katie, I go up to Katie, I'm like, Katie, I'm taking care of you right now. I'm supposed to be taking care of you. You're supposed to be on bed rest. Am I just wasting my time? You're moving around playing with Mila. The doctor told you not to. You know, and then Katie starts to cry. She's crying. I'm like, dude, do I fucking care about the baby more than you? This is in your fucking stomach. You know? But I was just like, this is just stupid, man. So, so Katie's crying, and then Mila's playing, and then Mila's in this little ball thing with the little with these little like play balls, and she starts throwing the balls at me while I'm sitting there, because again, like, she's mirroring her fucking mom, who's already disrespectful of me at this point. And then so she's throwing balls, and then Katie's going I feel bad for Katie. I like Katie a lot, but again, then what is Mila gonna do when she sees this from her mom? She's getting attention from her mom. She's getting positive affirmation to her bad behavior, and that's why she continues doing bad behavior. You know, but Katie liked the bad behavior. She liked it. I was being mistreated, because in Katie's mind, she's like, I don't like Ryan either. And you know how women think, they're like, well, Mila doesn't like her, and me, little kids and animals, whatever, they can recognize energy, and I probably recognize the energy, and I don't like Ryan, and neither does Mila, and I love this. Mila's throwing balls at Ryan. So I'm just like sitting there like, this is just fucking stupid, dude. I'm here to help you, and you're not listening to what the doctor said. You should just be on bed rest, as the doctor said. So anyways, we go back to her place, and then Katie's like, I remember one thing Katie said. I don't know why I'm bringing this up right now, but she was just like, if we end up homeless, we can stay with you, right, Ryan? And I was like, yeah, you guys can stay with me, sure, of course. But then, I'm at her place, and I'm cooking, and I'm doing the cooking, and I bring them the food. And again, like I said, I've never done any of this before, and I'm just using this. I'm just telling myself, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to learn and do stuff I never did before, and experience some new things like cooking. So I'm doing the cooking, and then I bring Mila the food, and then Katie's like, isn't Ryan awesome, Mila? And Mila's like, and she's eating her food. She's a little 4-year-old, like half Salvadorian girl. So, and I'm like, yeah. And then, but the thing was, Mila was acting bad. She's like, jumping around, and because she wants attention and stuff, and she's kicking her mom, and then she kicked Katie's stomach, and then Katie was like, ow. And I was like, what the fuck? And I said, Mila, you kicked your mom's stomach, because she basically just kicked my daughter, But at this time, I didn't know it was a girl. But I was like, dude. And I think that might have been also another reason why Katie ended up having an abortion, because she wanted a boy. But when she found out it was a girl, I don't know if it's a coincidence that when she found out it was a girl, the next week, she had the abortion. But again, I like Katie. I really do like her a lot, and I feel bad about the situation. Like I said, it was a terrible situation. She didn't have support from my family. So anyways, I was just like, but then Katie was like, I'm fine, Ryan. Like, I'm fine. It's okay. And I was like, okay, whatever. Just, Mila, please don't kick your mom, Don't kick her stomach. And so I'm just relaxing and everything. And then Mila, and then I go sit down, and then Katie told me something like that. I think it'd be best, because tomorrow I'm gonna go to her baby daddy's place to because she was gonna, every Sunday she spends with the baby daddy and Mila. But she said she doesn't like him. She wouldn't touch him and all that. But she said that, I asked her, like, do you like him? She's like, do I like a chair? Like, I don't have any feelings for him at all. But so I was just like, okay, you go to your baby daddy's place, whatever. But I was like, but I really think it's a good idea. The doctor said I should be taking care of you. You should be on bed rest. And I don't want you to go to his place and then go to Kids Empire again and not follow what the doctor's telling you. The doctor said you should be on bed rest. But anyway, so then Mila started pointing outside. She was like, go. And I was like, again, Mila being disrespectful, Mila showing me disrespect and stuff. And then so I'm like, Mila, you want me to leave? And she's like, yeah, leave. And then so I was like, you know what? You want me to leave? You think it could be disrespectful to me like that? Okay, well, I'm going to make you leave. So I go and I pick up Mila and I take her outside and I put her outside. And then, but Katie was like, oh my God, stop it. And she's like, that's not funny, Ryan. And I was like, I'm not trying to be funny. I was fucking frustrated, you know? And again, like at the end of this, I tried to do my grandpa thing and be like, blame myself, like, oh, it was my software, and I was allowing my anger to take over, and I was trying to make things happen, and I'm the bad guy, like my grandpa wants me to take responsibility for my software. Woo. But the thing was, like, I talked to my other friend, he was like, dude, you're under a lot of stress, and she wasn't listening to you, and she had earlier lied to you about a party and being disrespectful, and like, dude, you're under a lot, and you know, don't be so fucking hard on yourself, you know? So, but, you know, I did try to kind of make things happen because I did already have in my mind, I was going to tell Katie, you know what, Katie, we need to have someone take care of Mila while you're pregnant. And I should have just waited, and I shouldn't have, because I guess I was in a sense trying to make things happen by putting her outside, because I was trying to gesture like, we need to get rid of Mila because she's, you know, this is too much. The doctor said you need to be on bed rest. You spent the whole day at Kids Empire. But Katie already told me, like, we're not going to do this again. Like, it's okay, we did this one time, but, you know, for the baby's sake, I need to be on bed rest. So, but I was like, but I couldn't handle Mila there because I knew that Mila's going to make Katie move all the time. And she needed to be on bed rest. So I wanted to just tell Katie, like, you know, Mila needs to be taken care of by your mom or by your baby daddy or something, who I never met them, you know, but, you know, that needs to happen. But I guess I did try to kind of make things happen, and out of anger, like, I tried to put her outside, try to gesture like, you know, this isn't gonna go down. It's either me and my baby, or Mila has to be somewhere else. And it turns out Katie ended up murdering my baby, you know. But again, like, I'm not so mad at Katie because I know that she was under a lot, and she can't help it that she didn't know that I discovered the theory of everything. She didn't know about my family situation, how stupid it is, and she made assumptions, you know. And again, my swag flow was off and a bunch of stuff, right? But anyways, but then Katie got mad at me, and then in my mind, I'm like, shit, I already fucked up, because in my mind, I realized after, you know, I did that, I was like, fuck, now she might kick me out again, and she needs me. The doctor said that she needs someone to take care of her. So I was like, fuck. But then Mila's sitting there, and then Mila starts doing this to my head. She's going like this, and I was like, and she was doing it with one of her little clamps, one of her little hair clips, like doing this to me, like pretending to squish my head. And I was like, Mila, are you like trying to squish my head? Like, what are you doing? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I'm trying to squish your head. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to squish your head. And then I went to grab one of her little squishy things, and I was going to start doing that to her. But because I went to grab one of the squishy things, Katie thought I was attacking Mila. So she pushed me. And then I was like, dude, it was a chaotic situation. Like, I went to grab one of her little squishy things and start fake squishing her head. But then, like, but I did it like angrily. But again, like, in my mind, I was like, I'm doing this also to kind of gesture to Katie, like, we can't have Mila here because you need to be on bed rest, as the doctor said. And you can't do it with Mila. And I'm going to get to the fucked up thing Katie did after this. But then Katie's like, no, you know, Ryan, you have to leave. And so then I ended up, I ended up leaving. Okay. But then the next day, but I was like, but before I go, you have to promise that tomorrow you will contact me and you're not going to ghost me again like you keep doing. You keep on kicking me out of your place, and then you keep on not talking to me for weeks. You have to, you know, I have to know what's going on, and you have to let me back because, you know, the doctor said you need someone to take care of you. And I told her, like, and also we need to find someone to take care of Mila, because while Mila's here, you're not able to be on bed rest, and that's what the doctor told you to do. So for my baby's sake, you know, you need to be on bed rest, and someone else needs to take care of Mila. So Katie was like, okay, I will call you tomorrow, and I will see you tomorrow. So the next day, I'm texting her, hey, Katie, I'm sorry about how I acted yesterday. I'm sorry about how I got angry. You know, how's everything going? But she ghosted me again. And at this time, I'm like, I don't want to fucking deal with this. I'm studying the quadrant model. I'm studying the theory of everything. I'm doing a bunch of important stuff. I don't want to be dealing with this shit. I don't want to deal with this stress. I don't want to be ghosted again for another week and have to be worried about my baby. And I don't know if she's going to have an abortion at this point. So I'm just like, Katie, what's going on? You said you were going to talk to me. She ghosted me. So the next day, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take matters into my own fucking hands because I can't deal with this anymore. But again, like I said, if my mom and dad would have just talked to me, would have just seen me and Katie, I don't think any of this would have happened. You know, but so my mom later will be like, I can't believe you treated a pregnant woman like this. Oh my God, you're the only reason why the baby died. You're the only reason. Like, no one's to blame but you. And I'm gonna get to this. It's like, that's retarded, dude. I'm not the only fucking reason. There was a lot of factors that went involved, and the big one was that you wouldn't talk to me, you wouldn't see Katie, that you wouldn't just forgive me, that you would. And for years I've been trying. For years I've been asking my mom, can I see you guys? What's going on? You know, but she says, no, we're never going to see you our rest of our lives. Get that through your head. It's never going to happen. So, and then what ends up happening? Crazy shit like this. So I'll continue with this.